What's up guys? I wanted to make a really quick video because I just changed the name of my YouTube channel from Psycho Soprano to Colleen Ballinger, and it's a really big deal for me for multiple reasons. But one is because I know a lot of you guys might be upset with me because of that decision. You guys have tweeted me and left comments over the years about how you hope I never ever change it from Psycho Soprano to anything else, and I just did, but I did it for a good reason. So if this interests you, please stay and watch. If it doesn't, goodbye, you don't have to watch this. But yeah, so this isn't gonna be edited, by the way. I just wanna get this on the internet because I'm like freaking out and kind of stressed about it right now. But, so I'm not gonna edit this. But basically yesterday in a vlog, I said, hey, I use the word crazy and insane a lot to talk about a negative emotion or feeling or person. Is that offensive? Because I want to educate myself. And a lot of you responded, and thank you so much, the people who responded kindly and sweetly and were just trying to educate me. I really, really appreciate that, and I love you for that. You said, yeah, that's offensive. Don't say it. That's offensive to people with mental health issues. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I know now. So I was just researching it. I was just Google searching about it to learn more about it so I could educate myself on why it's offensive and, just learn more about it. And when I did that, one of the top things that popped up was the word psycho is very offensive and harmful to the progression of raising awareness with mental health issues and diseases. And so I freaked out because my name is literally Psycho Soprano on YouTube. It has been for over 10 years. So I didn't even think about it. I was like, oh no, the last thing in the world that I want to do is hurt or offend or be insensitive to people who have mental health issues. And so I just went on YouTube and just deleted it and posted Colleen Ballinger instead of Psycho Soprano. So I feel like my brain is everywhere right now because I'm like really stressed about this. But basically the reason I chose the name Psycho Soprano, it was not malicious, it was not to make fun, it was a naive, uneducated decision when I was 17 years old. I made an email account called Psycho Soprano because I was a music major in college and I was a soprano and I was wacky and I was weird and I was bizarre, and I thought that that meant psycho. I thought psycho meant you were just wacky and weird and a bizarre person. So I was like, yeah, I'm psycho, I'm proud of it, I'm a weirdo, so I'm a Psycho Soprano, and that was my email account. And when I made my YouTube account, it just is whatever your email is. That's how it was when I made my YouTube account. So it was just Psycho Soprano. And then when Google said like, hey, you can change your YouTube name to be your actual name, a lot of you guys, my hardcore fans and viewers for many years, were like, don't change it, don't ever change it, we love Psycho Soprano. So I didn't change it. I've always kept it the same, and I've actually always been like, I will always keep it Psycho Soprano. I will never change it to my name. Like, I'm proud of my, my YouTube channel name. But I didn't know that it was something that is offensive or insensitive. I was just not aware. I was naive, and I'm really sorry to anyone I might have offended over the years because of that. No one has ever told me that that was offensive. No one has ever come to me and said like, why is your name on YouTube Psycho Soprano? Like, that's an offensive word, that's insensitive to people who have mental illness. No one's ever brought that up to me. Literally no one. I've never even seen a comment saying that that was insensitive. So I just didn't know. I was so naive to it. So literally like 10-15 minutes ago when I was searching to try to learn more about, like, not saying the words crazy and insane in a negative context, psycho was one of the top words that was popping up everywhere in every article. Like, psycho is offensive. So I just wanted to read this to you really quickly. This is in one of the articles. It's a quote. It says, when we are tossing about these words to describe other behaviors, it can make people who have these disorders feel very diminished. It can trivialize mental health. I don't want to do that. So of course I immediately deleted Psycho Soprano and just changed it to my name. I have met so many of you guys over the years who have mental health issues, and that's why I'm passionate about it. I personally don't really struggle with any mental health disorders or diseases or issues, but I've met so many of you guys who do, who have anxiety or depression or bipolar or psychosis. There's so many different mental health diseases and issues that you guys have and you've told me about and you've opened up to me about. And so the fact that you're opening up to me and telling me you look up to me, yet my YouTube name is using a word flippantly and it was uneducated, and I meant no harm by it. I meant nothing negative by it. It was actually me thinking, I was being like, I'm proud to be weird and different. So anyway, I apologize, and I want to be, I'm sure a lot of you guys, by the way, are gonna think I'm being really dramatic, and that was a dramatic thing for me to do. I disagree. I want to be on the right side of history when it comes to mental health awareness and prevention and being sensitive to people with mental health issues and being educated on it. I want to be on the right side of history. For so long, mental health was looked down on, and it wasn't talked about, and it was, if you have a mental health issue, you're crazy and you're, you know, whatever. But it's so unfair, because you don't look at someone with cancer and go like, ugh, you're disgusting, you're crazy because you have cancer. They can't help it. They can't help what disease they have, and it's the same with mental health. So we need to be educated and aware and try to help in any way that we can to people who are struggling with mental health issues. And so yeah, and that's why I had to change the name of my channel. I don't think it was dramatic. I think it was the right thing to do, and I'm sorry to anyone who it might have offended over the years. That was never my intention. And yeah, so I had to post a video about it. I had to say why I changed it, and I'm still learning. Please educate me. In the comments, be kind, but educate each other kindly, and don't respond to trolls if there's gonna be trolls in the comments. But let's educate each other to be sensitive and aware and kind to people who are struggling with a mental disease, because that is so hard. And we just need to be sensitive and there for each other with anyone who's struggling with this. And I felt like having the name Psycho Soprano was not helping the issue, it was hurting it. It's making it seem like it's not a big deal. If I'm just like Psycho Soprano, this is psycho, that's psycho, it's not sensitive to people who have psychosis and who struggle with that, because they can't help it. Psycho doesn't mean a person who is totally off their rocker and nuts, and that's not what psychosis is. That's not what psycho stands for. Psycho, I just looked it up, so forgive me if I misquote or get it wrong, but from what I understand, psychosis is like hallucinating, and it's something they can't control. It's a mental disorder. It's not something they have any control over. And so to be insensitive to that or to any mental health issue is a problem. I know I'm rambling, guys. Sorry, this is why I like to edit my videos, because I ramble. But I don't want to take the time to edit this. I just want to get it on the internet and say I'm sorry that was my name for so long. Please believe me when I say it was a naive, uneducated decision. I meant nothing by it. I actually meant like, I'm proud to be weird and different. That's what I meant by it. Yeah, so I hope that the fans who have been watching me for a really long time, who always begged me never to change Psycho Soprano, I hope that you understand and are supportive of this decision. And to all of you who say I'm being dramatic and it's not that big of a deal, it is a big deal. And I know a lot of times now people go like, oh, well, people are offended by everything. Everything is offensive nowadays. Maybe that's true, but in this scenario, I think this is something people should get offended by. Mental health is not an issue we should laugh at or roll our eyes at or say, well, it's not a big deal. Like, it is a big deal. And so, yeah. I feel so much better now that I've said it. I'm like shaking. I'm so upset that like my channel name, what I've made a living doing for over a decade, has had a name that could have been hurting people and hurting a fight for awareness and education and help with, you know, mental health. It really bothers me, and I'm sorry, and it's gone now. It's gone forever. Psycho Soprano's gone. Rest in peace. Colleen Ballinger is here. The channel's the same. I'm the same. It's gonna be the same videos, everything. It's just, we're not gonna be saying an offensive word anymore. Yeah, Anyway, it's not, by the way, I think I already said this. Sorry, I'm rambling. I'm whatever, but no one has been coming at me and saying like, this is offensive. I'm so offended by this. You're hurting me. You're hurting mental health awareness. You're hurting. No one has said anything like that to me. It's never been an issue. If it was an issue, I would have done this a lot sooner. This is just me. When I was educating myself, I saw a lot of articles saying that it's an offensive word, and it's painting a negative light on mental health, and that's why I felt the need to change the name. So I'm rambling. I know I'm repeating myself. I hope I made sense. I hope I was clear. Yeah, I love you guys. Thanks for sticking with me for so long. For those of you who've been here for the whole 11 years that I've been doing this channel, thank you. And let's stick together for the next 10 and be supportive and loving and caring to people who struggle with mental health issues or any issues in their life. The internet can be a terrible place, but it can also be an amazing place where we all band together and help each other out and hold hands in times of need. And that's what I want this channel to be. So I love you guys and have a wonderful night. I'll see you next time. Bye.